one of the biggest issues we have with the All-Star game is a lack of competition. Everybody's trying to look cool and go through the motions, and I think social media kind of plays a part in that. You don't want to compete in the game too hard because if you get crossed over or dunked on, then you're embarrassed. And then on the other side, with like the dunk contest, if you go out there and you try a bunch of dunks and you miss them, the pressure just continues to build. All of that stuff makes sense, to be honest. Seeing this from the player's perspective, I get it. But there are just some small changes we can make to make the All Star weekend just a lot better. First change I would implement if I was Adam Silver, if I'm the league commissioner, the first thing I'm doing is moving the All Star weekend up. It doesn't make sense that it's like like almost halfway through the season. It's kind of not like it should be right after 40 games. We then have, well, it should be right after 41 games. You obviously don't want to compete with the Super Bowl and all that stuff, but I think in the next couple years the Super Bowl is going to move back a week further to President's Day weekend. That's what I think is going to happen. But with NBA, you should move up a little earlier, like to where it's literally the half point in the season. That would be so much better than this kind of fictional half point. Like, think about how great it would be if we really could split the season up that perfectly. And what you really need, bro, what will change all of this is if you just had a dog out there. I mean, if you had a player that was ready to embarrass people, ready to go at somebody, and isn't afraid to be embarrassed. Like, I just saw the Unrivaled thing where, the women are doing a one-on-one challenge and it was incredible. Like, it's amazing. And I know the guys aren't ever going to do it because too many guys have pride and ego and they kind of look at it like, well, what do I have to win? Right? What is a big deal for me? How do I win in this? And I think the bragging rights on that level should mean something. Like, to say you're king of the court of the NBA is crazy. Like, saying you're king of the court at your college or your local LA Fitness is one thing. That's whatever. Saying you're king of the court on YouTube is cool. When you're king of the court of the league, hey man, that's different. Like, it should become like being All-Star MVP or something like that. It should be at that level of value. I don't think we have the right guys in the league right now in terms of just that hunger. I even think we see this in the playoffs where a lot of guys, instead of rising to the occasion, they kind of fall down and they start pouting. They complain to refs. They don't turn it up a notch and compete with the guys across from them. I think that's the biggest problem we got in the NBA. Is a lot of these guys, their character is more of calm and relaxed and reserved, and they're just gonna back down. It's not too many guys that's gonna stand toe to toe with you and say, I'm better than you. You can't beat me. I won't allow you to beat me. I don't think this is something that we can manufacture a change for. But I do think the format should stay the same. And we kind of have to hope that the right character just comes along. I thought it could be Anthony Edwards, but right, I think his off court mishaps, whatever you want to call it, his personal business, I'm not going to talk about it here. If you know, you know. If you don't, go look it up. Who he is off the court is going to impact him building that brand to be the face of the league. And I don't necessarily think we need to be gunning for another face of the league. I just think we need guys out there that want to compete, that want to play at the highest level, that realize I'm in a privileged position and I play in one of the most popular, most watched leagues in the entire world, and I have fans all around the world. I get paid to play a sport. Like, I think NBA players forget that it's a privilege. And I know these guys. I've practiced with them, worked out with them, all of that stuff. And like, some of them do forget that it's a privilege. Like, they forget that they don't have to work a real job because it is. They don't have to worry about retirement. Most of them now, like even the bench players in NBA, make 5 times more than some top of the line NFL players. It's crazy. And these guys don't realize that. They kind of forget that. Like, I think about the Brandon Knight versus Kyrie Irving, that back and forth. Obviously, you don't want the entire All Star game to turn into that, but I think a one-on-one tournament can turn into that. Now, I got one idea to make this a little more competitive. I don't know what people would think, but this is just an idea. You know what makes the competition really, really hype? When you got the guys on the court that's clapping it up and yelling, saying the chants, he can't guard you. Like, bruh, all of that stuff is incredible for the game. That's energy. When I watch the All Star game, it's like I don't feel like I'm missing out. Like, I feel like if I was there as a hooper, I'd be bored. Like, I want to see competition. Like, if you're supposed to be the best guard in the NBA and he's saying he the best guard in the NBA, when y'all run into each other, one of y'all should be trying to prove who's the best guard in the NBA. Not this whole we gonna jog back and forth. Oh, you shoot a three, then I shoot a three. No, I don't want you to score. I don't want you to score. I'm going to try to score on you every chance I get, and I'm going to stop you from scoring. That's the competition we need. So I think instead of all the celebrities and all the rich people on the floor seats, we need real basketball fans that's down there yelling out everything and all the slurs and all of it. Tell him he can't guard you. He got a terrible jump shot. Like, oh, you too slow. You ain't got no, like all of it. Go at him as a fan. Because then what's that going to do? That makes the players kind of go back and forth a little bit. It brings the energy. It's just watching it, I'm like, it's just boring. It's really boring from a perspective of I know these guys don't care who wins or loses, so I'm not invested as a fan. Like I didn't even really watch the game on Sunday. I just let it play in the background while I was doing other stuff. But something that would make me watch is if they had the YouTubers out there like Nas and all the other guys. They had those guys out there going at some of these dudes. Like, go at them. Like the G Leaguers, I think some of them took it a little too lightly. They were still out there jogging around. And, you know, I want to see you go at guys, man. That's the only thing that makes it fun is when you compete. And I think the best way to get that is for the sideline to be on 10, because if we're on the side yelling at you and barking at you, and the guy across from you is barking at you, you have no choice but to step up. And then this is what it would really do. At that point, we would really expose the guys that want to compete versus the guys in the league just to get paid. Now, I'm not saying that there's a problem if you're an NBA just to make money. Obviously, you're a multimillionaire, you figure life out, you're good. But I'm saying that if you're one of the guys that wants to compete, you're not there just to get paid and you want to win, this is when you can really show up and get that spotlight, build that confidence, right? You can build your brand even more from an off court and on court perspective. Where now, in a month, when teams see you, everybody getting up for the playoffs, when they see you checking a game, it's like, oh, yeah, he won king of the court. Like, it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So I just think the only way we can bring it back is to bring energy to it. Right now, it's so focused on, it's tailored to entertainment. It's tailored to this advertiser and all of these commercials. And they try to make All-Star Weekend like the Super Bowl. Right? Does that make sense? It feels like when I'm watching All-Star Weekend, I'm watching like 3 days of little mini Super Bowls that are not nearly as good. Like the way they present everything for the TNT crew and all of that stuff, it was cool, it was whatever. But it wasn't anything that made me feel like I was missing out. But something that would have made me feel like I was missing out is if Steph and Kyrie got out there and went one on one. Like neither of them are known as defenders, but that's part of it, right? That's part of what makes it so entertaining. That right there, that type of competition is entertaining. Even if during a game, when you got some of the all stars out there, Cade Cunningham or whatever, whoever it is, Darius Garland, he's going at Donovan Mitchell or something, or Jalen Brown or whatever, and they're just going at each other. That's what I want to see. So I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do I sound crazy? Because I feel like the energy from the guys could bring that back to the game. Right now, it's so many just like I call them the I call the rich people that sit by the court, I call them bot fans. Because they're like the kind of people that will buy tickets to everything just to say they win. They don't really care about going. They want to get the pictures and sit courtside to say they were courtside, but they're not there for the actual game. I think for All-Star Weekend, at least for dunk contest, the NBA players are down there by the court. That makes it look better, right? Think about that. Think about that. When the players do a big dunk, the first thing they do is show all the superstars on the sideline. Now, we need that same energy for the game. So you need real fans out there that are going to hype it up. That's like super excited to see their favorite player up close, that are going to do all the videos, make all the tweets and all of that stuff. Like that's who you need. That's what you need on the sideline, that type of energy. You can't have the million and multi-millionaire over there and all the girls trying to get chose or this owner. Those people are just going to sit there bored. No matter what happens, they're not entertained by it because they don't care. You need real fans if you want to make All-Star Weekend great again. Oh man, I can't believe I just said that. That was funny. Okay, let me know what y'all think about this little idea down in the comments below. How will we even do that? Maybe like I don't know, some kind of fan thing on the NBA app or something, even if it was like a section, right? Because I know a lot of guys or a lot of people, and I'm like this myself. It's some things that I'm like a super fan about that I don't care if people know. Basketball is one of those things. Like when I'm live, the reason why I can't even go to a lot of games and sit with normal people because like my channel is called Coaching from the Couch. I'm sitting there calling out the play before it happened. I know when they set up horns, like I can see it. So I'm calling it out. I'm talking to the TV. And I'm in the stands. It's the same thing, but on 10. Like I know if I was there, I'm talking crazy the entire time. I wouldn't have a voice when I lead a game because I'm just yelling, barking at everybody. Everybody. When I see Katie, you ain't gonna pull up on like all of it. And I was the same way when I went to the runs at UCLA. Like if you've ever gone or just go Google this, watch this video when you're done. Look up Rico Hines runs on YouTube. These guys go to UCLA and play during the summer. Those are some of the most intense runs ever. I know because I've gone. Oh my goodness. It's intense. Like, and it's crazy that during the summer, that's the level of run we got. But in the All-Star game, we get jogging. Like, that's what I'm saying. The competition, it could be up here, right? It could be up here. Now, I'm not saying Rico's gym is, he don't let people come in there and talk crazy and all of that. But sometimes it's him. He's yelling it out. You can watch videos when James Harden is cooking people or anybody. Paul George was in there cooking people. Anybody that's in there cooking, he gonna hype you up and let the guys know he's cooking you. He's frying you. Do something about it, right? Like if you're on a winner's court and you keep winning, he gonna let you know you dogging them. Keep dogging them. We need that. Maybe we just need Rico Hines at the All-Star game. Like maybe that will solve all our problems. I don't know, man. We need competition again. We need the guys out there going at each other and just playing to win, not just running around back and forth. That's as an NBA fan, it sucks, man. It sucks to watch. These fake little mini Super Bowls NBA is trying to put together, no. Like the presentation they attempted to do was okay, it was cool, but then it just felt overdone because I thought after the first thing, when I turned it on at like, I want to say 4:30, okay, you got some stories going on, some videos, y'all put their little highlight reel, cool. An hour later, they do another one, and then another one, and another one. And then I look up and I'm like, bro, they only playing to 40 and you stop it at 15 or 14. So what you're essentially saying is it's going to be like 30, 40 minutes of basketball in this 3 hour time frame. And then that's not real basketball. It's not like they going hard in that short time period. They're just jogging around. It's not going to work. We need competition, man. Let me know what y'all, I keep saying that, but I'm ranting now. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below, man.